Welcome to Bright Ideas, lighting the path to energy savings, brought to you by Sitler LED Supplies. Join us each week as we dive into the world of LED lighting and energy efficiency, sharing insights, tips, and real-world success stories to help you create a brighter, more sustainable workspace. Sitler LED Supplies has been illuminating Iowa businesses for over 40 years, offering reliable, high-quality lighting solutions for all your needs. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving deep into LED lighting, something I know you're all about, especially when it comes to saving money for businesses.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. LEDs have been a game changer. And not just for saving on electricity, though, that's a huge plus. It's pretty amazing how much they impact everything, even a company's carbon footprint, and how happy their employees are.
Seriously. It's wild how a simple thing like changing a light bulb can have such a big impact. When I was getting ready for this, I found this company, Sitler's LED Supplies, and honestly, I was blown away. They've been around forever, like over 40 years, 42 to be exact. And with almost 16,000 projects done, they definitely know what they're talking about.
For sure. And it's not just about how long they've been around. They work with big energy companies, Alliant, Mid-American. It really shows how much they get energy efficiency and the role LEDs play.
That's a really good point. So they're not just trying to sell something, they're a part of this whole energy world. But let's get down to it. For those of us who aren't lighting experts, what's so great about LEDs? Beyond the hype, what's the real deal?
Think of it this way. LEDs are like the marathon runners of lighting. They're super energy efficient, which means, like you said, smaller electricity bills. And they last forever. We're talking 15,000 to 50,000 hours. That means less maintenance, replacing them less often, which saves money over time.
Wow, that's a game changer. Especially for places with big spaces or lights that are hard to reach. No more climbing ladders every week. It's not just about how long they last, is it? LEDs also give a different kind of light, right?
Absolutely. You'll see they turn on right away, no waiting. Remember those old fluorescents that took forever to warm up, especially when it was cold? LEDs get rid of that completely. Plus, the light is consistent bright and doesn't have that yellow tint that older lights have. It makes a big difference to the feel of a space.
Okay, I gotta admit something. My old office had those flickering fluorescents. It felt like a 70s disco, but not in a good way. Not the best for focusing, you know?
I can only imagine. And that brings up something important that people don't always think about with LEDs, how good they are for the environment.
Right. Sustainability is a big deal these days. It's not just a trend anymore, it's a responsibility. How do LEDs play a part in businesses going green?
It goes back to what we were saying. Because LEDs use way less energy than regular lights, they have a smaller carbon footprint. And unlike those fluorescent bulbs with the mercury inside, LEDs are safe to throw away. It's a win-win for businesses, helps the environment and their bottom line at the same time.
It's amazing how those two things go together, a healthier planet and a healthier business. But I know our listeners like to see proof. Got any examples of businesses that switched to LEDs and saw a real difference?
Oh yeah, for sure. There's a great example actually. West Central Community School, they just redid their whole lighting system with Sitlers. Since switching to LEDs, their energy bills have gone way down.
That's awesome. It's a win for everyone, really. They save money, help the environment, and have more to spend on the kids' education. I bet it's not just about saving money in a school, though, right?
You're right. One thing people forget, especially in schools, is how much better the light is with LEDs. That consistent bright light can really improve things in the classroom. Studies show it actually helps kids focus better, and not just schools. Think about like a car dealership.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Deery Toyota, they're another Sitler's client. They decided to switch, and not only are they saving a ton of money, the lighting changed the entire look of their place. The showroom is brighter, more inviting. Makes a big difference for customers.
That's a great point. It's easy to focus on just the practical stuff, but LEDs change the whole vibe of a place. It's about making a space that works well and looks good too.
Exactly. Classroom, car dealership, office, it doesn't matter. The lighting can really affect people's mood, how much they get done, even how they see the brand. That's where LEDs really come in.
This is fascinating. But that practical side of me is wondering, how do businesses make sure they're really getting the most out of LED lighting? Any traps to avoid? Or strategies to maximize the benefits?
Great question. One of the biggest mistakes is thinking LEDs are a one-size-fits-all thing. Like, just swap the old bulbs and bam, instant amazing results. It's a bit more complicated than that.
So there's a strategy to it. It's not just about changing the bulb.
Exactly. To really get the most out of LEDs, you need a good plan. That's where a professional lighting assessment can really help.
You mean like a lighting consultant comes in and checks out the space?
Exactly. They look at what you have now, see what can be improved, then suggest the best LED options for you. For example, they might recommend different types of lights, or where to put them to get the best light without wasting energy. And guess what? Sitler's actually offers free evaluations. They'll come out, no strings attached, analyze your space, and give you expert advice.
That's a fantastic resource, especially for businesses that aren't sure where to start. It's a risk-free way to learn about LED lighting. But even with an expert's opinion, there are still decisions, right? It can't be easy to sort through all the options.
You're right. It can be overwhelming. And that's why it's so important to utilize rebate programs. They're offered by utility companies.
Oh, right. Those rebates can really help with the initial cost, can't they?
For sure. A lot of utility companies offer incentives for businesses to switch to energy-efficient options like LEDs. But let's be honest, the paperwork for those rebates can be a nightmare. And this is another area where Sitler's really shines. They take care of the entire rebate process for their clients, making the switch way easier. They make sure businesses get the most savings possible.
Wow, that takes a lot of pressure off. Knowing someone else is dealing with that would definitely make me more likely to look into rebates. But even with the savings and everything, I think some people still have concerns about LEDs. For example, I've heard some skepticism about LEDs actually making people more productive at work. What's the science behind that?
That's a really good point, and it comes up a lot. How lighting affects productivity might not seem obvious, but studies actually show a strong link between better lighting and people focusing better, less eye strain, and even feeling more alert. It's about the quality of the light. LEDs give off a brighter light that's more consistent and easier on the eyes than those harsh, flickering old lights. So employees are less likely to get headaches or tired eyes, which means they're more comfortable, focused, and ultimately more productive.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I know working under bad lighting can be really draining. It's tough to concentrate when your eyes hurt and you've got a headache.
Speaking of personal experiences, I remember reading a study about office workers who were put in different lighting situations.
Oh, yeah, I remember that study. The results were really interesting. Right. They found that the workers who had brighter, bluer light, which LEDs can do, they did better on tasks that needed them to be alert and react quickly. They were sharper, more on the ball. But on the other hand, when they had to be more creative and brainstorm, they did better with warmer light.
You have a great memory. That study shows how important the color temperature of light is. LEDs give us so much control over that. It can really affect our brains and even our mood.
That's wild. So it's not just about having light, it's about having the right kind of light. And that's where LEDs really shine with all their versatility and customization options.
Exactly. It's about understanding the little things about lighting and how it affects us, our bodies and minds. And this leads us to one of the most exciting and rapidly developing areas of LED technology, smart lighting.
Now you're talking. Smart lighting sounds really cool. What's that all about?
So smart lighting takes LED technology to the next level. It combines LEDs with sensors, controls, and networking. This lets you customize and automate lighting in ways you couldn't even dream of with old systems.
It's like the lighting system has a brain.
Sort of, yeah. Imagine being able to control the lights in your whole office building from your phone. Or having lights that adjust automatically depending on how much natural light is coming through the windows.
Wow. That's incredible. And not just efficient, it sounds super convenient and futuristic.
Exactly. And it goes beyond convenience. With smart lighting, you can set schedules for the lights, make different lighting for different tasks or moods, and even track how much energy you're using to save even more.
Data-driven lighting.
Yeah.
Love it. It's like your lighting system is always learning and adapting.
Exactly. And here's the really cool part. Remember how we were talking about color temperature earlier?
Yeah.
Smart lighting systems can often adjust the color of the light throughout the day, syncing it with our natural sleep-wake cycles.
Whoa, next level. So you could have cooler, brighter light in the morning to wake everyone up, and then warmer, softer light as the day goes on to help people relax.
Exactly. It's about using the power of light to make us feel better and create workspaces that are healthier and help people be more productive.
That's pretty impressive. But these advanced LEDs, like smart lighting and color tuning, they probably come with a higher price tag, right?
You're right. They usually do cost more upfront compared to old lighting or basic LED upgrades. However, it's important to remember these things aren't just expenses, they're investments. They can really pay off over time.
So it's about looking at the bigger picture, considering how much money you save in the long run and the boost in productivity.
Exactly. Take smart lighting, for example. It can automatically adjust light levels based on whether someone's in the room and how much daylight there is, which significantly cuts down on how much energy you use. That means lower electricity bills every single month.
Makes sense. No more lights on in empty rooms. And with those color-changing LEDs, creating a more comfortable and engaging workspace could lead to more work getting done, fewer sick days, and happier employees, all great for a company's bottom line.
Exactly. It's time to move past just lighting up a space and realize that light can make our lives better and our workspaces more efficient.
I love that. It's realizing that lighting is about more than just seeing. It's about being healthy, productive, and inspired by the spaces we're in.
Absolutely. And as we understand more and more how our environment affects our well-being and productivity, the role of lighting becomes even more crucial. And with LED technology constantly improving, there's really no limit to what we can do.
This has been an incredible deep dive. I feel like I knew nothing about LEDs, and now I'm completely fascinated by what they can do. But I have to admit, as cool as the technology is, I'm also interested in the people and the companies behind these innovations. And when it comes to LEDs, Sitler's LED Supplies is clearly a leader. What can you tell us about them? What sets them apart?
That's a great question. I've been doing a lot of research on Sitlers for this deep dive, and I'm really impressed with how dedicated they are to their clients and the community.
I'd like to hear more about that. What stood out to you?
Well, first off, they've been around forever, like we said before, over 40 years, which is almost unheard of in the tech world, especially one that changes as fast as lighting. They've seen it all when it comes to LEDs, from the very beginning to how common they are now. That kind of experience, plus all the work they've done with different clients, gives them a really unique understanding. They can provide invaluable insights and guidance.
It's like they've seen and done it all in the LED world. That's some serious experience.
Absolutely. And it's not just about their technical knowledge, it's about how they treat their customers. They're not just trying to make a sale, they're building relationships. They want to be a partner in their client's success.
I really appreciate that you pointed that out. So many businesses these days are just focused on the transaction, the quick fix. But Sitler's is building genuine relationships and offering ongoing support, which really sets them apart.
I totally agree. And that comes across in everything they do. They've got this team of lighting pros who are clearly passionate about what they do. They take the time to really listen to what their clients need, figure out their goals, and then create a custom solution that works with their budget and vision.
It sounds like they're not afraid to roll up their sleeves and dig into the details of each project to make sure everything turns out perfectly.
Precisely. They have a reputation for being detail-oriented, communicating clearly, and going above and beyond for their clients.
Yeah.
And it's not all about profits for them. Sitler's is also really committed to giving back to the community and promoting sustainability.
That's amazing. How are they involved in their community?
They're super active in local groups and organizations that are all about saving energy and being environmentally conscious. They sponsor educational programs, support community gardens, and take part in events that spread awareness about being sustainable.
That's amazing. It's one thing to talk about being eco-friendly, but they're actually doing things that make a real difference in their community. It says a lot about their values.
Absolutely. It's clear that sustainability isn't just a marketing ploy for Sitlers. It's part of who they are, and it guides everything they do. I think that's really commendable.
I couldn't agree more. It's refreshing to find a company that actually practices what they preach about sustainability. They're setting a good example for other businesses and inspiring everyone around them to make better choices.
Exactly. I think that's what makes Sitler such a great example in the LED world. They're not just providing a product, they're offering a whole approach to sustainability that includes energy efficiency, environmental responsibility, community involvement, and ethical business practices.
It's about realizing that it's all connected. Our choices have consequences. Businesses have a responsibility to make the world a better place.
Absolutely. I think that's more true today than ever before.
It is inspiring to see a company like Sitler's living by those values and proving that you can be successful and sustainable.
It really is. And it speaks to a larger trend we're seeing. More and more businesses are realizing that taking care of the planet isn't just the right thing to do, it's good for business.
You got it. Customers are getting smarter about the businesses they choose to support. They want companies that share their values.
Exactly. It's not enough to just have good products or services anymore. Businesses have to show that they care about more than just making money. Sustainability is a powerful way to connect with customers on a deeper level.
It's about building trust, being transparent, and having a shared purpose.
Exactly. And that brings me to a really important point. We've been talking about all the amazing things about LEDs, but we have to remember that switching over can seem overwhelming for some businesses, especially smaller ones with tight budgets.
That's a real concern. It's easy to get excited about the savings and environmental benefits, but the initial cost can be a roadblock for some businesses.
You are so right. And that's why partnering with a company like Sitler's is crucial. They understand the challenges businesses face, and they've designed their services to make switching to LED lighting as smooth and affordable as possible.
So they're not just selling a product. They're there to offer guidance and support every step of the way.
Exactly. Their team will work with you to come up with a plan that fits your specific needs, budget, and timeline. They'll help you navigate all the rebate and incentive options, which, let's be real, can be a confusing mess. And they'll even oversee the installation to ensure everything goes smoothly.
It's like having a trusted advisor by your side throughout the entire process.
You got it. And that kind of personalized service can be a game changer, especially for businesses that are new to LEDs or a little unsure about making such a big change.
It sounds like they're making it as easy as possible for businesses to embrace this technology.
Exactly. That's what I find so inspiring about Sitler's. They're not just talking about sustainability, they're taking action and making it easier for others to join them.
Well said. As we wrap up this deep dive into the world of LED lighting, I want to leave our listeners with a sense of hope and the knowledge that we can make a difference.
I love that. What's your final thought?
We've learned a lot today, from the science behind LEDs to their energy efficiency, how versatile they are, and how they can transform our workplaces and the world around us. I think the biggest takeaway is that even small changes can make a difference.
That's a powerful message.
Switching to LED lighting might seem like a small thing, but imagine millions of businesses and people doing it. It creates this ripple effect of positive change.
Absolutely. It proves that when we work together, we can create a brighter, more sustainable future, one LED at a time.
Beautifully put. I want to thank you all, our amazing listeners, for joining us today. If you're ready to see what LED lighting can do for your business, reach out to the experts at Sitler's LED Supplies. They're the best in the business and will be with you every step of the way.
Don't forget, even the smallest actions can have a big impact. Let's work together to create a brighter, more sustainable world.
Until next time, shine bright, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in to Bright Ideas. Remember, whether you're upgrading your lighting, aiming to cut down on energy costs, or exploring eco-friendly solutions, Sitler LED Supplies is here to support your journey. Visit us online at www.sitlerledsupplies.com to learn more or to schedule a free consultation with our lighting experts. Until next time, keep shining bright with Sitler LED Supplies.